Hey, so you've seen everything from the absolute beginning. We've created this whole website. We've pulled in a heap of great content in 3 different ways. We've turned this into a review site. Everything is looking fantastic. And yet, there is still more that I can show you about what you can do with Amazillionaire. So in this last video, I'm just going to show you some of the extra tools that we have available for you in the WordPress theme customizer. Now, just to say again, this is the official WordPress theme customizer. So this is the only way that you should be using options inside your theme. If you want a slow site that's going to tax your server and cost you extra money, then by all means use complicated options panels that are coded into the theme with a whole bunch of extra bloat. That's not what you want. You want fast themes that work beautifully with very light load on your server. And that's what using the official inbuilt WordPress theme customizer does for you. So let's have a look at the extra tools that I haven't yet showed you. So you saw before in the first video that you can control your site title and tagline here. You can also control the font size of the site title and tagline, because you might have a title that's very much longer than this, or you might have one that's very much shorter. So let's say you've got a really long, my super long tagline is too big. So just let that update. See, that's a little excessive. So you can use this setting here, and you can play with the size. So let's say we'll take it down to 25. So there you go, that's looking better. You can take it down, you can keep playing with this until you get just the right size. So, and you can do the same thing with the tagline font size. And the next tab you have is the mobile title and tagline size, because this theme is responsive out of the box, so it has 2 different sizes that it will display at. For tablets like an iPad, it will display at a medium size, and for phones like an iPhone, it will display at a smaller size. So even if your super long tagline fits on your desktop display, it might still be too big on the tablet or on the phone. So this is where you can change your font sizes for your title and your tagline so that they look right for you on the smaller versions, on the mobile versions of your site. Now, the slider I already showed you earlier that you can show and hide it. You can turn it off if you don't really want to have it for whichever reason. But you can also control the type of content that displays on your slider. So by default, you have random products being pulled in. But what if you only want to have a set type of product? You want to choose exactly what's going to show up in your slider. Then you change the category to featured, and that's why we set up a featured category at the very start of this video series. So, which I haven't added any posts into yet, but you get the idea. So if you choose the featured category, then it will draw only posts from that featured category. So let me just add some posts into that category really quickly. So add 1, 2, and 3 posts into the featured category. So now if I choose featured, instead of picking random posts, it's now chosen the 3 most recent posts in the featured category. So then you have full control over exactly which items come up in your slider. And the third option is if you don't want to have pre-formatted content at all, if you want to have complete control over what appears in here, so if you want this to display a call to action graphic, or if you want it to display an opt-in form or anything you want, then you can choose manual content from Spotlight posts. And we have a special type of post in the theme called Spotlights. So you'll see here Spotlights, and everything just works in the same way as it does with a regular post. So you can put anything you want in here. So now this is going to look a bit messy because I'm really just showing you how this works, not doing anything super fancy. So now if I publish that, now when I choose manual content from Spotlight posts, instead of any type of pre-formatted content at all, there you go. It's just grabbed what I posted here in this example Spotlight. Now you can post anything in here that you can post in a regular, ordinary, everyday article. So this can hold video, this can hold images, it can hold an opt-in form, it can hold text, anything you want. So that way you can take complete control over your slider. Or if you just want to do it the fast way, then you can choose one of these first two options. So top picks you already saw in the last video, header social icons you already saw as well. Now post layout. This is really cool. So you'll see here everything, all of these articles, all of these posts, they line up perfectly. They all have exactly the same height. And that's because we have controls over how many lines can appear in the title, in the text here, and on how big these images will show up. But you can adjust this to suit whatever type of content you're posting. So let's say, for example, you know that all of your posts are going to need a little bit extra height than what you see here. So like for example here, you can see the bottom is cropped off here and the bottom's cropped off here. And on this one, so let's say you want to see a little bit more of the post images. All you have to do is go here to this image height and increase the setting. So I'll just give it a second to refresh. And there you go. So now you can see more of this image, and I can keep adjusting that on the fly until I get it to the height that I want. So you might like to just leave it at the default, or you might like to increase the height. So that's completely up to you. You can change that to whatever you want. So just drop that back down for now. You also have the ability to control the number of lines that you see in the title. So I can change that to 3. And then I can see this whole title here, or I can change it down to 1, anything I want. And then you have the same thing here with control over the number of lines in your description here. So if I only want to show 2 lines, then I'll change the teaser line limit. There you go. Now that's crunched that down to 2 lines. And the last setting that you have here is the teaser character count. Now there's actually 2 things going on here. The first thing that we do is we trim the actual amount of content that's being served up on your site so that you're not getting a great big long description that's 50 lines long and you're only showing 2 lines. So what we're actually doing here is, let me just increase this so I'll show you. So you can reduce the actual amount of content that's being served up at all. So let's say you know that you're only going to want a couple of lines. So you don't need 250 characters of content to be loaded onto your page for every post that you're showing. So let's say we'll drop that down to 100 characters of content. See, now that's reduced the amount that's actually getting loaded up each time. So we'll take it down even further. So there you go. Now we're down to close to our 2-line target. So I'm just going to keep adjusting it. And that's the beauty of this real-time updating, is you can see exactly what's going on so that everything is going to be looking, everything is going to look just how you want it to. So now that looks about right. We've just got a little bit of overlap. So now we can change this teaser line limit down to 2 to neaten it all up again. And now that's beautiful. So there you go. Now the other thing that you can do with this is you don't have to have any limits at all if you don't want to. So if you don't want to have any limits, you can just set everything down to 0. And 0 will just let everything just take the amount of height that it would normally if you had no restrictions placed at all. So you still are probably going to want a teaser character count though, because you don't want the whole article displaying on the front page. But so we'll put that to 250 and we'll change the line limit to 0. So everything is now completely flexible. So there you go. You've got full images, you've got full titles. You can show all of this And even despite the fact that you don't have evenly matched post heights, we use a technology called jQuery Masonry that makes everything tile together beautifully. So even though you've got all of these different heights, everything is seamlessly fitted together into a beautiful layout. And there is one more main setting that I want to show you. I'll just show you the background image quickly first. So you also have the ability to set a background image. Now you'll notice that there's a soft gradient here. This gradient is actually transparent. So anything that you put behind this gradient will still have that nice soft gradient put over the top. So if you put a background image in here, when you look at it on your site, you'll still have this nice gradient overlaying it. And the last setting that I want to show you is the color settings. Now this is really cool. So you've got a couple of things going on here. You can change the background color of the whole site to anything you want. So I'm just going to change it to a bright red just to show you what I mean. Now check that out. That's the whole background color is totally controlled. Obviously that's not the best color choice, but just to show you what I'm talking about, I'll show you some black in the background. Look at that, fantastic. So much flexibility. Now the other thing that you can do beyond just changing your background color is you can actually change the entire color scheme. So we have a selection of 5 inbuilt color schemes. They're all there, ready for you to use. No mess, no fuss. Just choose the one you want and you're ready to go. So we have red, blue, green, black, and brown. So I'll show you blue. There you go. All the button colors are updated, the ribbons, icons, links, everything. Let me just put the slider back on so you're seeing things properly. You've got green. So we've got green again, everything is beautifully formatted. Your ribbons are updated, your widget headings, buttons, prices, links, everything automatically updated to the new color scheme. And black. There you go again. Everything looking beautiful in the different color scheme. And the last one is brown. So there you go. So with these different colors, you have the ability to create different niche targeted themes, different niche targeted sites rather, because obviously different colors will lend themselves to different niches better. So all of that is available to you right through this official theme customizer with just a click of a few buttons. And just as a side note, if you want to take your customization even further than what you're able to do with this theme customizer, then all our themes are compatible with Theme Starter Editor. This is a professional level theme editor that you can use to make advanced changes if you so desire. But that's completely optional. Everything that you need to make rapid affiliate sites for Amazon is already built in. It's quick, it's fast, it's efficient, it's smooth, it's everything that you need to start pumping out sites and become a WP Amazillionaire.